Hello, everyone. Today, on May 16th, 2020, we are making history. Welcome to SigEp Drexel's first ever virtual shave-a-thon. Now, I'm your host, Tom Ryan, coming at you from my home in New Jersey. Accompanying me is SigEp Drexel's very own Nick Setzer, all the way from Southern California.
Hi, everyone. How you doing?
Nick, what's going on? I thought we were dressing up.
All my suits are in Philadelphia. I figured a flannel would be fine, just keeping it casual live stream. I think it works.
All right, whatever. Paul Bunyan and I, we have a great show for you guys planned today.
Yeah, and clearly this is a bit different than the previous 14 years that we've raised money and awareness to fight against childhood cancer. SigEp's annual head shaving event has been, such a big part of the culture of our fraternity. And, having it be different in COVID-19 certainly changing our lives quite a bit over the past 2 months. Our hearts really go out to everyone that's suffering from the pandemic. We look forward to being back together in person with everyone this upcoming fall. The virus complicates our lives, but especially the children that are in families that are fighting cancer right now.
Yeah, exactly, Nick. Despite many things being shut down or put on hold, cancer just isn't one of them. A child is being diagnosed with cancer every 2 minutes, and sadly, 1 in 5 will not survive. Families are still working hard to bear the burdens that a cancer diagnosis brings upon them, even in these tough times. But that being said, over the next hour, we hope to do our part to give everyone a little break from the lockdown, a little break from what's going on in the world right now, and put the focus on the kids facing this fight alongside their families.
That's completely right, Tom. We have a fantastic show planned out for all of you. We've had a lot of people put in a lot of effort into this, and I think it's going to be great. Just like we're going to learn how people are motivated and why they do what they do. We're going to see a couple brothers shave their heads. We're going to have one-on-one interviews with people in the community of pediatric cancer research. Our goal this year is to raise $25,000 for St. Baldrick's, and we'd love if you guys can do your part and donate. We have a QR code on the screen. You can just, take a little camera and point at it, and it'll take you right to a link to donate. We also have a link in the description that'll take you right to the donation page for St. Baldrick's. Donations made to the St. Baldrick's Foundation are tax deductible in the U.S. And this year, that deductibility is up to $300 and is available to any taxpayer. A little history on what we do. Since 2007, SigEp Drexel has been raising money for St. Baldrick's, and since then, we have raised $450,000 to support cancer research. Our fundraising efforts may have been hampered this year by various restrictions, one of them being that we're spread all across the country. But, we refuse to, put on hold. Every dollar we make makes a huge difference supporting lives and, this life-saving research that St. Baldrick's helps fund. Just so you guys know, so you get a little reference, 4% of federal funding in the U.S. for cancer research is solely dedicated to childhood cancer. That number has gone up significantly thanks to the Childhood Cancer STAR Act, which was fully funded this year. But there really is a long way to go. Through the efforts of organizations like St. Baldrick's, they aim to fill the gap between government funding and the needs of researchers seeking to find a cure for childhood cancer.
Yeah, that's completely right, Nick. St. Baldrick's and SigEp Drexel, we've been partners for about 15 years, and I believe we work so well with each other because we're always trying to, push our boundaries, expand our horizons, do better than we once did before. And honestly, we're really proud of the opportunities we have created. St. Baldrick's is constantly in pursuit of their goal of ending childhood cancer, but that's not an easy task. But even during times like these, they do not stop funding the research for preserving the lives of thousands of children. The St. Baldrick's CEO, Kathleen Ruddy, is here to explain the amazing work that they put into their cause and to talk about the partnership between St. Baldrick's and SigEp PABB.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Ruddy. I'm the CEO of the St. Baldrick's Foundation. I'm honored to thank all the members of Sigma Phi Epsilon at Drexel University in the beautiful state of Pennsylvania, and all your families and friends beyond for supporting your St. Baldrick's efforts so generously. This is the 13th year that SigEp has embraced St. Baldrick's to ensure kids with cancer survive and thrive. In that time, 1,290 SigEp shavees have already raised more than $448,000. Since you got involved, St. Baldrick's has been able to fund more than $17 million in research in Pennsylvania alone, and that includes the work of the St. Baldrick's Stand Up to Cancer Pediatric Cancer Dream Team, which includes your Drexel neighbor, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. This year, you've raised over $12,000 so far, and that's enough to fund 2 summer fellows. Summer fellows are med school or college students who work in a pediatric oncology research lab for the summer. And hopefully, because of you, one or both of them will choose to pursue careers in pediatric oncology research. While quarantines and social distancing have made in-person events impossible this spring, we are not giving up and we are not slowing down because our work is too important. As part of the St. Baldrick's community, you're the largest funder of childhood cancer research grants aside from the US government. And in the past 13 years, SigEp has been part of virtually every advancement made in the field, and you've helped fund more than $286 million in life-saving research around the world, including groundbreaking laboratory research, studies that take those discoveries made in the lab and translate them to patients, and clinical trials that verify the best-known ways to treat children. You've also ensured a new generation of talented doctors are trained and ready to carry on the innovative research that children with cancer are counting on. The funds SigEp has raised are at work curing more than 100 types of childhood cancers and are developing new, more humane weapons to fight cancer, like immunotherapies that allow children to not only grow up, but to live longer, healthier lives as survivors. Childhood cancer doesn't discriminate, nor does it take a break because a pandemic is going on. The largest of 3 annual cycles of grants will be made in June, but only with your help. Your volunteerism and your generosity now makes those grants possible. We're all temporarily living the way children with cancer must all the time, in seclusion, wondering where it's safe to go and who it's safe to see. In the time I've shared these thoughts with you, another child has just been diagnosed and their fight has just begun. Thank you for SigEp for helping to grow the army behind that child and for showing every family of a child with cancer they're not alone in this fight. Being heroes for kids with cancer looks great on you, SigEp.
Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Baldrick CEO, Kathleen Ruddy, thank you so much for those words. As you heard, the time to support this work is now. So many organizations are struggling to keep their support, and we could use yours. So if you can, aim your camera at the QR code or click the link to make your donation now.
And speaking of donations, it looks like we have a couple in already. A total of $18,264. I'd like to thank Mario Scucciarini for a huge donation of $500. Thank you so much, Mario. Jeff Owens, who donated $177. Andrew Chin, who donated $50. And Nick Michaud, who donated $39. Thank you guys so much for that.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. And, individual donations are a great way to raise money. But another thing that we do is for St. Baldrick's, we shave our heads in solidarity of the kids that are going through treatment. We use head shavings as both of a way to raise money and raise awareness. We have a video, a compilation of a couple brothers that have an alumni that have shaved their head, this past week, and we compiled them all for you guys to watch. In this video, we have Brandon Yan, Jack Owens, Steve Squibb, Anthony Chan, and myself, and combined this over $4,000 individually. Good work, guys. Remember the code below, link in the description. Please donate and enjoy the clip.
What's up, guys? I'm Brandon Yan. I'm a part of the Pennsylvania Beta Beta chapter of Sigma Phi Epsilon, and today I'm going to be shaving my head in support of pediatric cancer and raising awareness and stuff. My hair is really long right now. It's usually not this long, but grew it out, and let's see what's going to happen.
Hi guys, my name is Jack Owens. I'm a junior, and I'm excited to be shaving for the first time this year for SigEp Drexel.
Way to go, SigEp. Damn proud of you guys to be carrying on this tradition and for all this time, especially for such a great cause and such an interesting time that we're in. I don't have a lot to take off, but here goes nothing.
Hello everyone, my name is Nick Setzer. I am a sophomore at Drexel University. I'm a member of SigEp, and I'm shaving my head for pediatric cancer because it's the least that I can do for the kids. And let's get this started.
Hi everyone, my name is Anthony, and today I'm going to be shaving my head for St. Baldrick's.
Wow, I kind of look good though. Not even gonna lie. Keep donating. It's for a great cause. Signing out from Houston. Damn proud.
Thank you guys. This feels so weird.
You look good, hun.
Keep up the great work, guys. Go SigEp.
All right, and thank you guys so much for raising this money during this event. I really appreciate everything that you guys do, and go Baldricks.
Perfect.
It's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
Wow, looking great, fellas. Thank you so much, Brandon, Jack, Steve, and Anthony, for sending those in. Those freshly shaved heads look amazing. And Nick, I saw your video in there. How's that bald head feeling?
Yeah, so this is my second year shaving my hair for Baldrick's. It's something that I'm starting to get used to. One of the biggest things for me is when it's raining outside, there's no real hair to catch any of the water, so it just kind of drips straight down your face or sweating or something like that. And a lot of people I try and encourage them to shave their heads in solidarity, and a lot of people give me excuses oh, I don't want to look stupid, or oh, I don't want that. And it's a lot of these kids that are going through this really don't have a choice. So it's not really about you, it's about what you're doing for everyone else that's going through.
No, yeah, I totally agree. I just think it's an amazing way to show your support. And when I shaved my head a couple weeks ago, it's actually grown in quite a bit from that from then. But I was working in the yard and I just got the worst scalp burn. I was working on a sunny day and it was just so uncomfortable. So there's definitely a lot of adaptations you have to make going through life with a bald head.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you just kind of you learn. It's learning through doing, essentially.
Yeah.
Anyways, it looks like we have a couple more donations. Our total is now at $18,678. Thank you guys so much. That means we're only $6,322 away from reaching our goal. So please make sure to donate with that QR code on the screen or the link in the description. We got a donation from Jackson Pohl, who donated $25, and we got a donation of $100.
Beast.
Jordan Joe and Mac Laley. So thank you guys so much for that. We really appreciate it. I'd also like to give a shout out to our alumni family, Brian Kerrigan, who donated $1,000 all the way from the South Pacific.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah, no, that's really great, Brian. We heard that 14 years ago, you started donating to people's accounts that would shave their head. It really has created a culture change in SigEp, and now almost all of our members shave our heads in solidarity because of kind of what you started 14 years ago. So thank you so much for that. I'd also like to thank our alumni base, the Guarino family, the Lamassi family, Dan Stenger, John Napolitano, Steve Squibb, who all shaved their heads this year.
Thank you so much for those donations. We really appreciate it here at SigEp. But we're also always looking for other ways to raise money throughout the year for St. Baldrick's. That said, Drexel students, professors, and security guards alike have high praise for our grilled cheeses. You may have seen us up late weekends selling our famous sandwiches right on the corner of 34th and Race Street. You may have been approached by me and offered the opportunity of a lifetime to purchase the Tom Ryan Special, a phenomenon among the suburbs of West Philadelphia. Here are some of the brothers breaking down our impact from feeding Drexel's nightlife.
At SigEp, we sell grilled cheese to other students on campus most weekends.
Whoa, thanks, Matt. We take the proceeds and we donate them to the St. Baldrick's Foundation.
Over the course of the last academic year, we've sold grilled cheese over 11 different weekends.
And we sold close to 1,000 grilled cheese sandwiches.
That's roughly $1,700 in grilled cheese alone.
Wow, that's a lot of cheddar.
Yes, Pat, it is.
Well, thanks so much, Marius. I'm surprised they still ship grilled cheeses over here.
Where's mine? I didn't get a grilled cheese.
Sorry, bro. We don't ship to California.
It's probably cold anyways. I didn't want one. It's completely fine. Whatever. Anyways, it looks like we have had a couple more donations roll in. We are now at $19,149. That means that we are only $5,851 to go to meet our goal. So please, please, please continue to donate. I'd also like to give a shout out to Kathleen Kubler, who has donated $100 in between that the last time that I shouted out. So thank you so much, Kathleen.
Yes, thank you so much for your support. But moving on, we go live with the chapter bad boy himself, Drew Martin, one of the many brothers who braved the shave this past week. Ryan Howell sat down to chat with Drew earlier this week, and this is what unfolded.
All right, hello, Drew Martin. Glad for you to be with us this evening.
Hey, glad to be here.
Drew, can you introduce yourself for those that don't know you?
Sure. So my name is Drew Martin. I'm currently a sophomore at Drexel University studying management information systems. I graduated from Yuma Catholic High School in Yuma, Arizona. And this is my second time participating in this Baldrick's event.
Fantastic. Drew, I want to waste no time getting into the questions that everybody wants to hear.
You got it.
My first question to you. Do you feel like Hugh Jackman the same way that you look like him?
Oh, man. Boy, I wish I did. Not being able to hit the gym it's been tough. I'm getting so tired of push-ups.
Interesting. So tell me a little bit about the lettuce on your head. How long have you been growing that hair out?
Let me think. It's been, I think, a year and 3 days since I shaved it bald at the last Baldrick's event, and I thought about like getting it trimmed up. Decided, let's see what just a year straight looks like, and yeah, this is the result. It doesn't. I kind of wear it out of my face, but like if I pull it down, it goes like past my lip. But that's not a good look.
All right, so I want to talk a little bit about St. Baldrick's and your fundraising technique. How much money have you raised so far this year?
This year, I think I'm at about $800.
Okay, and how did you do it?
The biggest thing has been the bingo boards. It's so easy to just post, hey, Venmo me a couple bucks and I'll donate it on your behalf. And like the bingo board's a nice visualization of that. But another thing that's been really helpful is just other people spreading the word. A lot of people I went to high school with see my Instagram posts and they'll repost it. So people that I graduated with that are at colleges like San Diego State or Northern Arizona University, all of a sudden I'm able to reach out not just to all the people I know at Drexel, all the people I knew from Yuma Catholic High School. now all of a sudden this huge network of people is learning about St. Baldrick's and our efforts, and that's been a huge help.
So to wrap this up, I want to ask, is this going to be the last year you are shaving, or do you plan to shave next year as well?
Well, I don't plan on shaving next year, but it is not the last year. What I plan to do is, last year I wanted to donate my hair because it was longer than it is now, but it wasn't long enough to donate. I think the requirement was like 8 inches, and it just wasn't, it didn't make the cut. So what I plan to do is I'm going to shave this year. I'm going to take next year off, but I'm still going to let it grow out so that the following year it'll be long enough to hopefully donate it when I do the shave.
That is going to look amazing when that ends up happening 2 years from this upcoming Sunday.
Hey, fingers crossed.
All right. Thank you, Drew, and I appreciate it.
Wow, Drew, thank you so much for those words. You know, it's really encouraging to hear about, you know, your efforts in panhandling and fundraising and everything. And we, as the brothers of the SigEp chapter at Drexel, you know, we really appreciate your efforts. I just recently received a check from my grandparents down in South Jersey, Mom and Pop. I hope you guys are doing well. They just donated $50 to our event. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. I hope you guys are staying safe.
Yeah, and cash donations are an awesome way to raise awareness for pediatric cancer. Thank you, Tom's grandparents, for that. But there are, you know, so many other ways to help. You know, as you heard in the interview with Drew, that he plans on growing out his hair for the next 2 years and being able to donate it. And you know, in the recent weeks, we heard from Drexel alum that wanted to do her part to help. Our correspondent, Connor Gallagher, sat down to learn more.
So we're joined by 3 all the way from Los Angeles who reached out to us and wanted to share how she is doing her part in the fight against childhood cancer. 3, tell us what you're planning on doing.
I am planning on donating my hair as soon as the salons open back up. I've been growing it out for about 2 years. So I think I got about 10 to 12 inches that I could donate to Wigs for Children.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize there's a couple organizations out there that collect the real hair that people can donate to provide wigs for low to no cost for children that lose their hair during, you know, cancer treatments, burns, alopecia, and a lot of other things. So do you know how long it took to grow it out to the required length for a donation?
This took about 2 years. I donated to St. Baldrick's with SigEp's St. Baldrick's event in 2016. I gave them 12 inches and it went to Pantene. And then 2 years later, I donated another 10 inches at the St. Baldrick's event. And I believe that went to Pantene as well. So now that it's been another 2 years, I think it takes about 6 inches takes about a year, maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm hoping to donate again this year, now that it's getting long enough and starting to heat up. Like, I'm sure someone else could use it more than I can. So I've been researching, and unfortunately Pantene no longer does their program. But thanks to the guys at SigEp, they've provided me with resources, and now I can find a place to send it to.
That's awesome.
It is. It's a great cause. And I think what you guys do with shaving your heads and kind of like a solidarity and getting recognition out there is amazing.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate your donation, and we encourage anyone that may be willing to, you know, brave the shave to consider growing their hair out for a donation, whether it's a full shave or just a donation of a certain length.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, in fact, I actually got 2 of my roommates to shave their heads.
Oh, wow.
They're not here currently, but I told them what I was doing, and they said that they would totally do it. So yeah, they shaved their heads the other day.
Oh, that's awesome to know that the message is kind of, you know, getting around.
It's all the way out here in LA, yeah.
Yeah, well, if you or anyone else wants information, we're putting up a link to a St. Baldrick's post about how to donate your hair in 5 easy steps where you can learn more. Each organization has specific guidelines as far as hair length, treatment, etc., like you mentioned. And then the link that we're going to post has, you can choose which one that you want to support and all. So thanks so much for your time. And it was a quick interview, but it's awesome to just kind of get different perspectives from people from all over.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
thanks for, getting involved.
Thanks for letting me be involved from all out here. If I was in Philly, I would totally donate with you guys. If everything wasn't the way it is right now, I would be in the Drexel gym on the 16th getting my hair chopped with everyone else if I could. But maybe 2 years from now when it's out again, I can come and visit.
Awesome. Yeah, we're looking forward to having the in-person events in the future.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's awesome, Connor. Thank you so much for contributing to our live stream. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is another amazing way you can help children going through cancer. If you would consider donating your hair to make wigs for kids, make sure to check out the link below to learn more about what is required. And maybe by this time next year, you can join our event and donate your mane to one of those great organizations, such as Locks of Love, Hair We Share, or Wigs for Kids.
Yeah, and speaking of hair, let's check in with some other brothers who braved the shave this week. In this video, we have Nathan Kinsey and Simon Hugh, who raised $300, Jason Nov with his first year raising $760, and these three guys together raised over $1,000 to brave the shave. Good job, guys, and let's roll the clip.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for donating. Unfortunately, we couldn't meet in person to do this on May 4th, but I want to thank SigEp, and I want to thank my family, friends, and coworkers who helped raise $664. So as promised, I will go bald today. And I have my helper here, my sister Isabella, and my mom back there, who's actually a hairdresser.
What's your question? What does your hair mean to you?
Nothing now.
How would you rate your hair before all of this?
I mean, it was receding anyway, so nothing to lose now.
Do you think you will look like a thumb asking for a friend?
100%.
Any last words to your hair?
How good does it look now?
You want me to be honest?
Yes. Scale of 1 to 10.
Maybe we should send you to a monastery.
I like it.
Hi, I'm Nathan Kinsey, and this isn't starting yet. So, no, not yet! Don't start! Hi, I'm Nathan, and I'll be shaving my head as a part of SigEp's St. Baldrick's fundraiser this year. Now you can go.
God, your face is so hairy.
Well done!
Wait, where we going?
Oh my god.
There's a lot more bald heads out there. It really brings me back to the annual Ryan family barbecue. It's truly a lack of hair there. But thank you so much, fellas, for joining in to make a difference. Huge shout out and thank you to the friends and family that helped make those videos. And ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through our shave-a-thon today. Let's check on that total. So far, we have raised $22,245, and we still have $2,755 to go. Special thanks to Kathleen Kubler, an anonymous donation, Shark and Krabby Owens, Shout out to those fellas: Pete Bretz, Kerry Sprick, Kirk and Heidi Starr, Jarvis Zhang, my man Josh Hoffpower, all the way from Delaware. Love you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Brian Comboy, Sam and Bobby Skyperick, Derek Bessinger, Ashley Weckerly, and Jill Schneider. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. And just another friendly reminder, you can do your part by help furthering childhood cancer research by donating the link in our description or scan the QR code as we're making progress towards our goal of $25,000.
Yeah, and those individual donations are a fantastic way to raise money. But another way that we raise money at SigEp Drexel is through panhandling. You know, we hit the streets and collect spare change from people driving by, and the generosity that we see is incredible. So let's check in with our man on the streets, our street reporter, Nathan Kinsey, all the way from North Carolina, to tell us the results this year from panhandling.
Howdy, folks. We're painted for gold in these here hills.
It's not that kind of panhandling.
Thank you for your donation, sir. Our boys here at SigEp traveled to places like Abington, Doylestown, and Media to panhandle this year. This year, thanks to the generous donations of the folks who live in these areas and the hard work of our boys, we raised around $1,500. This is a departure from previous years where we raised as much as $4,000, but due to the COVID-19 outbreaks, things were a little more tight. Let's hope next year can be a return to form.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for that live report and that really interesting video that you decided to submit. But on a completely different direction, let's talk about honored kids and check in on how they're doing. So every year, St. Baldrick selects honored kids and their families to serve as ambassadors and bring hope and inspiration to countless of St. Baldrick's volunteers and supporters. Over the years, our SigEp chapter has been fortunate enough to meet and partner with a few of these awesome honored kids. In 2016, we partnered with Cameron from Aston, Pennsylvania, who is battling Ewing sarcoma. Just yesterday, actually, Cameron found out that she is officially 4 years cancer-free. And after participating in our event, Cameron and her family have partnered with St. Baldrick's and brought the event to her hometown. And we are so happy for you and that you were able to join us in 2016, and we wish you the best. In 2019, just this last year, we partnered with Gabe from Borden, New Jersey, who is battling Hodgkin's lymphoma. Gabe and his family joined us at the event last year when Gabe was partnered with us on his road to recovery. Unfortunately, Gabe's cancer has returned and is back at treatment again, fighting a relapse with cancer. When Gabe heard about our event, he wanted to send us a short video to let us know what he's up to. So let's check in on that.
Hi, I'm Gabe. I was an honored kid at Drexel's St. Baldrick's event last year. In the year since then, unfortunately, I have relapsed, but I am back under CHOP's wonderful care and I will be getting better soon. This is really one of the big reasons why what they're doing and the research is so important. I have my life to thank for it once, and soon enough it'll be twice, I guess. Thanks, guys.
Wow. With all that is going on in the world right now, the optimism that kids like Gabe are radiating, even if they're facing such challenging situations, is truly the driving force of our operation. Gabe, thank you for sending in the video. We're all with you and hope that you and all the other kids keep up the fight, and we'll do our part and make sure the researchers have the funding to keep hope alive. We're happy to have Gabe at our event in 2019 and hope to have him back in 2021 and wish him and his family the best.
Yeah, and through efforts like St. Baldrick's and the stuff that we're doing to fundraise, last night, our brothers and alumni held a 24-hour gaming live stream that was able to raise $2,801 for St. Baldrick's. A huge shout out to Joey Chaga and his team who put together a great event and raised money for St. Baldrick's. Thank you guys so much.
I also have support from friends and family. Our virtual event has received so much positive feedback. After we put out a notice for our event, we received so much support from both Drexel administration and from our national fraternity. We want to take a few minutes to share some of the videos that we received.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Zamulinski, Associate Vice President and Dean of Student Life at Drexel University. This message is for all of the Sigma Phi Epsilon undergraduate and alumni members, as well as their friends, their families, and really anyone that's coming out to support their virtual fundraiser for the St. Baldrick's Foundation. I've been on campus for close to 15 years, and I have continued to be impressed and inspired by SigEp and their approach to not only raise these critical funds, but because they take the approach of educating the community and building awareness for the importance of research to support the fight against pediatric cancer. They've raised close to $450,000 since 2007. That is amazing. And we are so fortunate that we have multiple children's hospitals in our city that have been able to benefit from the St. Baldrick's Foundation in their research and in their clinical trials. Back in 2013, my family was personally impacted by pediatric cancer. My 4-year-old nephew was diagnosed with leukemia, and William fought super hard. He received excellent care right here in the city, and I am grateful, thankful, and amazed to say that he is doing better than ever today. Plays flag football, goes to school, is amazing. And so much of William's experience is because we had access to the care and the treatments that I know that the St. Baldrick's Foundation goes to support. So again, I just want to say how thankful I am to SigEp for their efforts, and to again reinforce the importance of this work and the direct impact that it's having not only on lives and families like mine, but also on our city. So hats off to you, SigEp. Thank you for all that you're doing. And just know that you make us very proud. Go Dragons.
Hello, friends, families, alumni, and donor and brothers of Sigma Phi Epsilon at Drexel University. My name is Greg Pestinger, and I currently serve on your National Board of Directors and as a volunteer at the University of Louisville. Pediatric cancer is a terrible thing. A child is diagnosed every 2 minutes. More kids lose their lives to cancer in the U.S. than with any other disease. Worldwide, a child is diagnosed every 2 minutes. Congratulations to my brothers at Sigma Phi Epsilon at Drexel for your partnership with St. Baldrick's Foundation, the largest non-government funder of childhood cancer research grants. Your first ever COVID-19 live stream and over 14 years of continuous support has raised in excess of $450,000 since 2007. That comes out to an average of $35,000 per year and a lot of funding for cancer research for young people. Your annual head shaving carnival at Drexel is the largest collegiate St. Baldrick's Foundation fundraiser in the country. Because of you, childhood cancer will soon be a disease of the past, and young people everywhere will be free to live out their lives at their full potential. So join me in supporting this incredible cause. Get rid of that COVID-19 hair and stamp out childhood cancer once and for all. Thank you.
We would like to thank SigEp National Board Member Greg Pestinger and Drexel Dean of Students Katie Zimolinsky for those kind words. Katie especially has been supportive of this event since its beginnings. Thank you all, and I hope you're staying safe during these times.
Yeah, thank you so much, Katie. And it actually looks like we have a couple more donations that have rolled in.
Let's see it.
Our total is $24,545.
What?
Yeah, I know. That means that we're only $455 away from reaching our goal, which is incredible. I'd personally like to thank Maria Calabria, Lisa Vitarelli, and Ed DeRuggeris, John Owens, John Moore, Austin Gillette, Garrett Larson, Julie Heflin, Evan Gillette, John Moore, Zach Starr, and Jay and Kathy Strennan. Thank you guys all so much. Yeah, we are only $455 away. Let's hit that goal. Like, easily.
Let's go, everybody. Thank you so much. But on a more serious note, cancer strikes close to home for so many of us. Our chapter has been home to hundreds of young men looking to excel in their lives. Of these men, 2 of them are childhood cancer survivors that are thankfully leading normal lives and continue to support our St. Baldrick's event. This past December, one of our brothers, Chris Prakash, from the class of 2015, went from a 100-mile-long competitive bike race to a fight he wasn't expecting. After passing out at work right before Christmas, Chris was rushed to the University of Pennsylvania hospital, where after a battery of tests, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. That led to 2 separate brain surgeries and a long road to recovery. Nathan Kinsey sat down with Chris to hear about his story.
I'm here with Chris Prakash, a SigEp alumnus and the author of a blog called Stories on Staying Alive. Through this blog, Chris has recorded his own battle against cancer and the recovery process. Chris, could you tell us a little bit about what made you decide to start Stories on Staying Alive?
Yeah, sure thing, Nathan. So it was December of last year, 2019, and all of a sudden I went down totally unconscious, running my staff meeting on a regular Monday afternoon, and it started a several month-long journey of many things, including surgeries, scary diagnoses, et cetera, et cetera. But the foundation of the blog is that during that time, I became much more aware of all of the positive things in my life because I had a little bit of contrast, right? Mm-hmm. And as I started to reconnect with friends and brothers and family that I hadn't talked to in a long time, I started to experience some really cool stuff, right? And I started to experience all of the love and connection that I had in my life over many years, but coming to me in a matter of weeks in between mid-December and New Year's. And it was insanely awesome, right?
Yeah.
And I was inspired to write about some of those stories and share it with anybody who cared to listen.
Actually, I spent some time reading over your blog, and I actually noticed that, you definitely approach all the challenges you faced and the support you've received through just like an overwhelming amount of optimism and a good bit of humor too. In fact, even in your blog, you describe going into challenges head first. Could you talk a little bit about what you mean by that and kind of speak to the importance of optimism?
Sure. So yeah, head first was my pun of choice. I think that one was, it was in between the first and second brain surgery that I had. First one was a few days before Christmas. Second one was in the middle of January. Mm. And it was funny. The surgeon was talking to me and my family and put it out there as an option, saying, do you want to have another surgery? And I wasn't used to having medical advice presented that way. So you want some surgery? Like it was almost optional, right? And so, I had to weigh that decision and make that decision of, do I want to have a second brain surgery? And then all of the consequences of that. Do I want to put my family through that again? Right? Do I want to extend my timeline of recovery? Do I want to take the risk that brain surgery has with it? And I was walking through the neighborhood here. It's winter, it was cold, starting to get dark, and I was walking through the park, and I had a moment where I had a little bit of clarity of, okay, I did this once. I think I can do this again. And I knew that I needed to approach it with confidence. That if I went into it feeling all tenuous and unsure, that wasn't going to be good for anybody. But if I went in head first, maybe things would go better,
And I imagine that that kind of optimism is a lot easier when you have a good support network behind you.
Totally. Yeah, you're very wise in thinking that. Yeah, I'm lucky. I have a safety net. I have wonderful parents that when I needed to move home, they were, first of all, we could swing that, and
right.
they were happy to have me, and I have the support of a loving family and hundreds of friends. Mm-hmm. And that was the coolest thing. It's a Christmas story, right? Of coming home in the holidays to my hometown, surrounded by the love of hundreds of people, and experiencing that all at once was just the coolest thing.
Yeah. And before moving off the topic of your blog, I just wanted to say that I saw a number of your posts were titled Gratitude Tuesday. Could you share a few of the things that you've been kind of grateful for across this process?
Sure. Yeah. So for a while, I was noticing that whenever I was writing, I had some sort of desire to express gratitude, and so I thought, well, hey, that could be fun. Let's try to do that once a week for a while and do it kind of regularly. And some of the things I was immediately grateful for was, being near a really good medical system, being grateful for my team at work that was able to get me help when all of a sudden I was on the floor, and the things that lined up to get me into a good situation. And then as I began to resume normal activity of being able to get back on an exercise bike or just go for a walk by myself, that was, a stark contrast to how things were a few days before that.
Right.
And I was really grateful to have that in my life. Right. One of the stories was, I used to hate riding my bike inside, loved to ride my bike outside. And it was lesser being able to, or being forced to ride inside on the trainer. But that was the best thing ever in early February when I could do that again. Right.
Yeah.
Look forward to riding my bike in the basement. So little things that were, not necessarily taken for granted, but weren't really great joys in life before the whole experience, all of a sudden were. And that change in perspective was something I was grateful for.
So I understand you were also a counselor at a pediatric oncology camp in the past. So what got you started there, and can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
Sure thing. Yeah, I ended up working at Camp No Worries for 3 or 4 summers. And that started during Drexel through a friend that was also a counselor there. And once a week in the summer, it's a full regular summer camp, right? It works exactly the same as a regular summer camp. And the idea is that it's a camp for kids that either have cancer or are under treatment or are in remission, have survived, and their siblings to just have a normal summer camp experience. And I mean, those few weeks changed my life, right? Yeah. The kids they have the gift of perspective so early in their lives. It's almost like you're watching all these gurus walking around everywhere. So these kids are gonna grow up and do amazing things,
right?
And they're so happy to be doing something normal and being with their people. And it's very much a close-knit community between the counselors, but the kids, they look forward to seeing each other that week every year. It was so cool. So cool.
That sounds like an awesome experience, and like a really eye-opening one to someone who's not, ever experienced anything like that as well. Well, that's really awesome, Chris. I don't have anything else that I want to ask you. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share a little bit of your story with us, and I wish you all the best.
You got it, Nathan. I love what you guys did this year to pull together an event in these circumstances. I think it's awesome. Great show of perseverance, and I'm damn proud of you guys.
Thanks, Chris. Now, Nick and Tom, back to you guys.
Chris, thanks so much for sharing your story. For anyone that would like to keep up with Chris's journey, check out Stories on Staying Alive at chrisbakash.com, and we'll have a link in the chat for you to check it out for yourself. St. Baldrick's becomes very personal for us, and that is why we are striving to reach our goal. So once again, please do not hesitate to scan the QR code and donate.
Yeah, no, that's completely right. And so many of our alumni and their families continue to support St. Baldrick's even after graduation. They donate their time, their money, and they continue to shave their heads in solidarity with us even today. So we checked in with one of our recent alumni who continued to brave the shave. He doesn't really have much hair to begin with. Connor Gallagher sat down in his library with Ryan Ohe from the class of 2018 to find out why Ryan stays involved in St. Baldrick's.
All right, I'm here with Ryan Ohe. Ryan, you're a SigEp alumni. What year did you graduate?
Sure. Graduated December of 2017.
Nice. And what makes you continue to participate in the St. Baldrick's fundraiser?
From my experience with SigEp, with St. Baldrick's, it's really the best thing as a chapter that we do. We can have a long-lasting impact on the lives of many people. So me being an alumni now, I've already been invested in St. Baldrick's and in SigEp for 6 years. So I don't see any reason to stop. It's a great cause. It means a lot to a lot of people, whether it's undergraduate members or the actual kids going through what they're going through. We've seen firsthand of kids who have gone through chemotherapy and treatments who have come to our St. Baldrick's event, how much this means to them. So yeah, if it's a long-lasting thing that we can keep going, then I'm all for it.
That's really awesome. It's good to know that, alumni are still involved with the kind of fundraising that they started with here with through SigEp. You're really involved with the chapter even outside of St. Baldrick's, and you've had several years of, seeing the St. Baldrick's in-person event that we run. So what's it been like for you to watch the chapter rally behind this new online event?
I think it's been really endearing, actually. As we know, this online event, it's our first time doing it. It's less than an ideal world we're living in right now with the pandemic going on. But to see everybody still see the importance of St. Baldrick's, of what we can do as a chapter, how we can affect the community around us and the lives of others, it's really awesome to see. It's been totally a team effort. People stepping outside of the box, outside of their comfort zone to work together, really communicate with one another to execute this event. It's really so easy to kind of just take the loss and sit on your couch, say, oh, I'm in quarantine, and let everything go by the wayside. But everybody in the chapter realizing the importance of what we do and why we do it, it's been really warming to see. The effort of video calls or just participation and overall preparedness and planning for this online event that we don't know if it's going to go well or not. It's really cool to see people just kind of put themselves all out there. And I think one of the biggest things that I actually kind of told the chapter a few weeks ago is right now on the front lines, people are out there saving lives. They're doing what they can in hospitals, in the medical field to really make a difference. While we're sitting on our couches and while we're at home, we can essentially do the same thing and kind of help save lives in a very different way. But these kids who are in hospitals right now, they need help. They still need the research to stop, to keep going, because the fight hasn't stopped, even though kind of the world has. So yeah, it's just something that I think we have a really intelligent, good group of guys who are very cognizant of what's going on and the impact that they can have with such an important situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's good to see that, when everything else is put on pause, like cancer research still needs to happen, and these kids, their treatments aren't on pause. So
No, yeah, they're fighting harder than anybody right now. We know if you're going through cancer, your immune system is pretty compromised. So add the pandemic on top of that. These kids are probably the bravest people that we'll ever come across in our lives.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on the call.
Thanks, Connor. It's really inspirational to hear from Ryan and that he continues to shave, what little hair he has left to support St. Baldrick's. But in all seriousness, this week alone, Ryan raised over $500 from bingo boards on his Instagram. So thank you so much for your support. And actually, speaking of the devil himself, it looks like Ryan O'Hay, Nick Perrone, John Moore, and Simon Hugh all donated within that break, bringing our total to $24,963. That's only $37 to go to reach our goal, guys. Like $37.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, everyone. But moving on, we would like to give some special recognition to the graduating class of 2020. While this is probably not what they envisioned at this point in the spring, they were probably gearing up for graduation and plans beyond college. But otherwise, we are really proud of them, and we'll miss them so much on campus next year. We have another interview from one of the members of the class of 2020 who sat down with himself. Nick, is that right? I'm reading the thing right now.
The prompter says, John Moore is interviewing John Moore. That's what it says.
All right, whatever. Roll the clip. Let's roll the clip featuring John Moore. Take it away, John.
So we're now live with Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. Hi, John. So, John, you are currently a senior at Drexel, and you've been participating in St. Baldrick's for 5 years now. Well, thank you for noticing, John. Yes, I have been involved since my freshman year. For 2 years, I led the fundraising and event planning, and now I just help in the background wherever it's needed. Wow. So what would you say your favorite part of St. Baldrick's fundraising is to you? I'd say I have two favorite parts. The first is getting to meet Dr. Barrett, who works on cancer research down at CHOP. Learning about his work shows how the money we are raising directly helps him and other doctors find cures for childhood cancer. And the second one is being able to meet the brave children who are fighting against cancer, such as Gabe here today, and Sophia and Cameron from years past. Hearing their stories always gives me motivation to push harder and reach past our fundraising goals each year. Wow, that's actually mine too. So how have the past couple of months affected SigEp's fundraising for St. Baldrick's this year? Well, the brothers at SigEp actually have been working hard since the fall, spreading awareness and fundraising money for St. Baldrick's. So by the time March came around, we already had well over $15,000 raised this year. In order for us to get over our goal, we obviously have to think differently this year. So pivoting to this online live stream took planning and communication between many people. However, we never stray away from innovating, and we typically work best under pressure. So thanks to Matt, Jack, and all of the others dedicated brothers, I'd say this event hasn't been half bad so far. Wow, that's so great to hear. Oh, well, we're almost out of time. Do you have any closing remarks? I'd say just seeing everyone here pushing through and continuing to fundraise for this cause truly shows the passion we have for supporting the work doctors and scientists are doing to help save children and families from this awful disease. So thank you, everyone. Well, thank you for your time, John. Always a pleasure. All right, Nick and Tom, back to you.
Well, that was interesting for sure.
I'm a bit disturbed right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so thank you to John Moore ×2 for that. And a huge congratulations to the class of 2020. We hope you're finding a way to celebrate your achievements other than interviewing yourself. But in all seriousness, thanks to John for his hard work with Baldrick's over the years. He's headed up this event 2 years ago, and he plays a big role in putting on this event together today. I heard that he even won the poker tournament last week that raised over $500 for pediatric cancer research.
Yeah, John Moore, thank you so much for your support, and congrats on that big win. It's time to check the live stream shoutouts once again. Let's see our total. We have now reached $25,543. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
But let's keep it going. Special thank yous to Ryan O'Hay, Nick Perrone, John Moore, Simon Hugh, Susan Snyder, Drew Martin, Jay Patel twice, and Jackson Pohl. Thank you, everyone, so much.
Yeah, so with that being said, we're going to roll into our last set of brothers that braved the shave this week for St. Baldrick's. We got Zach Strennan, who raised over $780 his first year in SigEp and his first year shaving for St. Baldrick's. So that's awesome, Zach. We got John Delaney, a Lambda Chi Alpha alum who has been shaving with us for the past 7 years and has raised $540 this year. We got Ryan O'Hay, who pulled over $500, Frank Tiesi with $462, Pat Trebetta with $830, and the big man, our chapter president himself, Thomas Chow, who raised over $1,000 this year alone. That is actually incredible that these 5 shavies alone have raised $3,500 for pediatric cancer research. Remember, guys, even though we reached our goal, it doesn't mean we have to stop there. We can just keep on going and keep on raising more money. And let's roll it.
My name is Zach Strennan, and I'm going to be shaving my hair today for the St. Baldrick's Foundation. You guys ready for the go? Jake just donated $20. We have $60 for this beard to come right off. All right. Thanks for donating to Zach. I'm bald now. My dad has no beard. We raised some money while we did it.
Hi everybody, my name is Tom Chow. I'm the current
chapter president at Sigma Phi Epsilon Drexel University, Pennsylvania Beta Beta, and today I'm here to raise my head. I mean, shave my head, not raise my head. I apologize for that. Yeah, so this is my girlfriend Maddie. She's right here wearing a great Baldrick shirt. Go Baldricks. So, yeah, once again, I guess we just get started and start shaving this head. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, my name is Tom Chow. I'm current chapter president at SigEp Drexel University, Pennsylvania Beta Beta. I wish you guys all well during these tough times, and I really hope that you guys are having a great time and watching this virtual.
Alright guys, well today's the day. I'm going to shave my head. I hit my goal today. I went over it by a significant margin. Right now today's total is about almost $300. A lot of great people out there, some big donations. So yeah, it's really exciting to see everybody come together for such a great cause, especially with what's going on in the world today. I'm excited because right now my hair is about 4 times its normal length. I've been really, preparing for this this moment. Right here, I'll show you. Look at the lines, man, I got going on. Yep, those long, luscious locks. It is really upsetting look at that. It's sad to see it go. But it's for the kids, it's for a great cause, and I'm happy to be doing this. So I'll keep you updated throughout my process here. And yeah, talk to you in a little bit. Thank you to everybody who participated today, who donated, who keeps donating. Remember, the fight hasn't stopped yet. The world may have seemingly stopped, but the fight for a cure kind of goes on. So yeah, this is me signing off. Thank you for everything. Appreciate it.
Everywhere. Here we go. So this is like my 4th year braving the shave. I started it my first year doing Baldrick and shaving my head. Started my senior year in high school. I'm specifically doing it this year for Gabe, hearing that he is battling his disease again this year. After going through remission was tough to hear. So this one is specifically for Gabe. Go, bud. Alright, that's it. All bald. All for Baldricks.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Hi everyone. My name is John Delaney. This is my 8th year as a shavee. I started shaving my head my freshman year with a couple of guys from my floor. I also headed up a team with my brothers from Lambda Chi Alpha. This fundraiser is for a great cause and is one that means a lot to me. I also want to take a moment to thank the brothers of SigEp for their continued work for this great organization and finding a way to keep this year's event going.
Awesome job, fellas. Again, just those 5 guys alone raised over $3,500 for braving the shade. Thank you so much. I'm picking up something from HQ that we should check the live stream shoutouts one more time. And look at that, everyone. We have destroyed our goal by reaching $26,000, $163. Thank you.
Good job, everybody.
Everyone who contributed. But going back a bit, in the last video, you saw Patrick Trombetta sporting some crazy purple hair.
Yeah, I saw that. What's up with that?
I'm pretty sure he owed Ryan Light money or something. I don't know. I don't know all the details. But anyways, Ryan Howell sat down with him to learn more about Pat's experience.
Pat Trombetta, thank you very much for being with me this evening.
Thanks for having me.
For those of you that don't know Pat, can you please introduce yourself?
How's everyone doing? I'm Pat Trombetta. I am a student at Drexel, a part of SigEp, studying architectural engineering and civil engineering. So I'm pretty much a building geek.
All right, Pat Trombetta, it seems that you've already shaved your head for this year. Tell me a little bit about the Instagram live event that you did to raise money while you were shaving your head.
Yeah, so when I started my fundraising efforts, I went live in social media, did a post saying, all right, at certain fundraising goals, here's what I'm going to do. One of them was dyeing my hair. We hit that. So a week before, I went on the St. Baldrick's Nationals Zoom head shaving event. I did as I promised, and I went to dye my hair. A day before that, though, I said, hey, how can I make the most out of this, try to get as much fundraising as possible for St. Baldrick's? And I thought, you know what, why don't I just make it live, try to make an event out of it, since during these times we can't all be together in the same room. So I went on Insta Live the day of the dyeing, and I ended up getting about 90 people in the live stream throughout the couple hours I was doing it. And
tell me a little bit about the tiers that you had for the live stream.
Okay. So the base one was 100 at $100. Boom, I'm shaving my head. At $300, I'm dyeing my hair. At 500, I agreed to shave a design in the side of my head and toss in dyeing the beard and then shaving the beard. Then, and that was all set beforehand, but then during the live stream, things got a little rocky because, of course, everyone goofing off. They made me agree to, at 700, to dye my chest hair. Okay. At 750, to, once I shaved my head, to Sharpie a handprint on my head. And at 800, I needed to turn it to not just a purple dyed hair, but also a mullet. So by the end, I had a purple mullet with tiger stripe shaved on one side, Ryan Light Rocks, the name of the highest donor, shaved into the other side, a purple beard, and purple chest hair.
And remind me again, what was the total amount that you raised just from the head shaving event alone?
$826.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What surprised you the most about the live stream that you had?
What surprised me the most was how much everyone came together for it. I was expecting maybe 10, 15 people to come through at any given time. Although the peak number of total people who went through was about 90, at any given time, there was 25 people in the stream. Everyone was having their own conversations. It was almost like a community event happening, and that was really awesome to see, that I was able to not only fundraise for St. Baldrick's, but bring together some people to have a little fun and spread some positivity.
That's fantastic. I saw that your barber was your mom on this. What has been your family's reaction to you shaving your head for the last 3 years?
Well, the first year, they thought I was absolutely nuts because they know I care about my hair like any person. Everyone loves their hair. Then the second year, they were used to it. Then the third year, this year, I told them about all the different goals I set and how I was going to end up with a purple mullet by the end of it. And they went back to thinking I was nuts. But my mom had a lot of fun messing it up in the moment, and they are beyond happy with what happened.
Now, which finger would you say that you look like, and why is it your thumb?
Well, you got me there. It would be the thumb. I'm a stout boyo, so wouldn't be the pointer finger or any of those. I got a round head. I'm a thumb type of guy.
For next year, your 4th year, are you planning on shaving your head once more?
Without a doubt. I got to keep it going.
Now, do you have any crazy plans for how you might cut your hair next year leading up to the shave?
Well, needless to say, I got to top this year. How I'm going to top it, I have no idea. I'm open for suggestions. Anyone, give me some ideas. But yeah, I'll set the goals, and we'll keep this train going for next year.
Fantastic. Pat, I'm very happy that you did this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks Ryan for that. I thought it was really cool to hear Pat talk about looking like a thumb, but also the community aspect. How something as simple as Instagram Live, turns into 90 people coming together to raise over $800 to St. Baldrick's. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, that was awesome. Being like one of the viewers of that live stream, it just shows that when we all come together, we can all do our part to make a huge difference, and this is awesome to see.
Yeah, and that's essentially what we did here today. So many people came together to make the best of the situation and try and do some good for this world.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely want to make sure to thank some of the people that made this event possible.
Yeah, no, that's right. A huge thanks to all the guys that shaved their head for our event.
Yeah, and to all the friends and family that helped put together the shave videos from home, and to our supporters that send messages in the stream. Shout out, Mom. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and also Joey Chaga and his team, and all the participants that donated at the game live stream.
And to our 2020 St. Baldrick's event chair, Matt Starr, and his core committee who put together today's event after the world was turned on its head. Nathan Kinsey, Ryan Howell, Connor Gallagher, and all the interviewers today.
Yeah, and of course the behind the scenes production crew, where we wouldn't be here today. They're giving us all the donations. They're making sure that those transitions are smooth. I'd like to thank Jack Owens, Matt Starr, JLD, Marius, Connor Gallagher, all working from separate locations to make this event possible and successful.
And some extra donors that just donated some money. Michael Garvey, Jordan Sykes, Joni and Jerry Herbst, Scott Rowinger, Thomas Austin, Ajay Bordoli, my man, Pat and Elysia Gallagher. Thank you all so much. Well, Nick, looks like we're at the end of the broadcast today. Thank you so much for joining me on this. This was awesome.
Yeah, no, Tom, I really couldn't do it without you. You've been an awesome host, and thank you so much.
But last but not least, we want to thank you, the viewer, for welcoming us into your home. And I really hope you enjoyed the show today. I had a great time doing it.
Yeah, I had an awesome time too. And as we leave you today, we wish you all the best of days ahead, continuing to navigate through this together. And we send our love to the brothers and their families watching from home, as well as our alumni, and hope for better days ahead.
We hope you'll join us next year for our next St. Baldrick's event. But before we end this year's event, we want to make sure we take a look back on the past few years supporting St. Baldrick's. And we will end this broadcast the way we end all of our events. So please feel free to sing along if you know the words.
From all of us at SigEp Drexel, have a great rest of your day. See you guys.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.